Hi, it's Ashley here from Orthodontics. My blog and my vlog today is all about video equipment and how dentists can leverage that equipment, whether it's old or new, whether it's 4K or even just capable of 1080p. It's equipment right now in your practice you could be leveraging to help sell your services. So I've got my notes here with some equipment that I use. I've stripped out a lot of the gear that I use because I'm trying to keep this very simple. Basically, I've broken the kit down into a 7D camera, a Manfrotto tripod, Rode shotgun mic. The model that I use is the NG2, and I also use a Sennheiser EWG3 wireless mic system, which is what I'm using here. So on my top you can see I've got a wireless mic. This is great for testimonials because you get really nice clean sound. So that would be one thing that I'd recommend. For the lenses, I use a 50mm lens, which is what you're seeing me now. So the 50mm lens is a great lens because it gives a nice aesthetic and you get a softer background and it represents the human eye the best out of all the lenses. So that's a 50mm prime lens, what we call the Nifty 50. The other lens I use is a zoom lens, so it's an EFS 15 to 85mm lens, and with that, if I'm in any tight spaces, I can zoom right out or I can zoom in a bit. Obviously you can't do that with the prime lens, it's just a fixed lens. You have to move the subject until they're into focus, but it's a great place to start. So EFS lens, 15 to 85 and a 50mm lens. And that's it, and beyond that you'll just need either a CF card or an SD card to record your footage to, and batteries. So make sure you've got batteries for your camera, which I'm sure you have. So let's talk about camera settings. So with your camera settings, the three fundamentals that you need to be aware of, which I'm sure you are if you're a keen photographer, is the shutter, the ISO and the aperture. So all these three things come into play to enable you to get a clean, well-lit picture. So we're kind of in a stick here because we're shooting film. So if you're shooting on a DSLR with film, your shutter speed will be locked to whatever frame rate you use. I use 24 frames a second because it's my preferred choice. I love the 24 frame look, the way it kind of does. So the closest representation to that through the shutter speed would be the number 50. So I set my shutter speed to 50 and the frame rate is set. So at that point, I cannot really adjust the shutter speed. It could look really messy if we did. So we leave that locked. So if you want to adjust for light, you can't use the shutter. So when we're filming indoors, we want to ensure that ISO is no higher than 800, because if you push it too high beyond that, you usually get a very grainy, horrible looking quality image. So let's talk about sound. The final thing, sound, really important. It's half the picture. If you have poor sound and a great picture, it can actually be worse than having a poorer picture and having great sound. So it's really key that we get this right, and we use microphones to get this sound. So with the microphone, the NG2 shotgun is simply just attached to the hot shoe at the top. The cable's then fed into the mic at the side of the camera, and then you adjust it with the manual recording settings, and you move that until the peaking meter is at about 12, minus 12. So it will have like a green mark on the camera setting. And if you're hitting that, then you know your sound is going to be clear and audible for your audience. The other thing is, which is my preferred method, is a wireless mic setup, which is what I've got here. So you can see I've got it attached to here, and you can hear me clearly, hopefully. The receiver is on top of the camera, and that's plugged into the mic port, and the body pack is attached to me, and I'm speaking through it now, as you can hear. The trick with this is that on the camera settings is that you dial the audio all the way to 0 and you move it up one click. This is so that the microphone is capturing the cleanest possible audio and there's less processing going on through the actual camera. And for the settings for the body pack and the transmitter, I set the transmitter sensitivity to -12. So this way that when I'm speaking, you can hear it at a level that we're hearing it now. But if you have a louder speaker, we'll need to dial that down a bit to about -18. So we're not peaking and there's no distortion in the sound. So get your camera, tripod, film your subject. Interviews are the best place to start because they're static. You can even do it yourself. Just stand in front of the camera and just chat away, check the footage back, listen to the sound. If you find a nice spot in your practice and it looks respectable, then you can use that spot for any patients that you want to interview about your services. Video really is a big part of dentistry, and it's really a big part of growing your practice. So it's something that can be fun, it can be engaging, it can be creative, but best of all, it's something that can really help drive a message to your audience, to your patients. So take it up, give it a go, and see how you get on. If If you have any questions, or if you have any questions about how we can help and be part of your orthodontic business solution, give us a call on 08456 046 737. Thank you.